Man, it's good. It's been 7 years since I fought out of the United States, you know. My last one was in UFC Rio. So to be back, fighting out of the country, I think after the COVID and everything like that, and be back in Abu Dhabi where I've had like that was all a lot of my big titles in jiu-jitsu, and now I'm fighting for the UFC here. So it's really cool and just to see the just to see the vibes and everything. Um it's really cool. I'm excited. I brought my daughter here. She's like, she's been wanting to come to Abu Dhabi forever. So Mo's here with me and my dad. It's really we got here like 2 weeks early. So it's good.
Oh, that's awesome. Right. Has it been like the time change, the travel, has that and you've got to make weight and do all, I mean, has that taken a lot out of you? What's that been like?
No, I mean it's tiring in the beginning, but we've acclimated pretty good now. And I mean coming off my last losses, it was like so important for me. I was like, man, I'm not losing because of technique. It's not like I'm not missing like, oh, my striking's so bad or my takedowns are so bad or it's literally like just controlling my emotions, and not, sometimes I'm kind of like making my fights a little bit harder than what they need to be, I kind of like start to brawl a little too soon, and maybe we could leave that, if I'm losing, like maybe the last like 30 seconds of the match, and
Yeah.
not right in the first 20 seconds, So it's just kind of like keeping that control and keeping calm and seeing everything, when I see everything like sparring and stuff like that, everything flows, so I'm really excited and to be able to be here early and have my daughter here, even though like I'm focused and I'm working, it kind of helps just keep me calm and keep me like I've been kind of
Yeah.
doing my routine that I have back in California here, so we have the fight week, you see all the fighters and you're doing the fight stuff, but I feel like just so calm and collected, and I feel like I'm gonna go out there and just like be able to display everything I normally do, and
Right.
it's gonna be a good fight.
Do you normally have your daughter with you fight week, or are you normally a little bit sort of keep some distance as you're trying to get in the mode to fight?
No, usually like she's around,
Yeah.
and everything like that. My last two losses, actually, she wasn't at my fights, So usually she's even at my fights, and I kind of like distance myself like during the weight cut,
Yeah.
and then I'll say like hi, I'll give her a hug and stuff like
Yeah.
on fight day, but then I don't really see her too much like third on the Friday,
Yeah.
like Thursday through the weight cut, and then on the Saturday till the fight, so to have her here and everything. But I also brought my sister, so she's kind of helping out like auntie, she's helping out, taking her home. Here, Abu Dhabi is actually like the perfect place. I didn't even know it was the perfect place to bring her because they have like Warner Bros. SeaWorld, they have all these theme
Oh,
parks,
cool.
Ferrari World and everything. It's like kids club at the hotel. I'm like, man, this is the perfect place if you're gonna bring a kid to a fight. You bring them because you just like there's so much stuff for her to be
Right.
entertained, and I'm just like training and doing my stuff,
Have you gotten
so
to
it's
do
really
any of
good.
those things with her, or do you have to make sure you're
Well,
concentrating?
yeah, no, I mean, the first week, last week, I stayed out in the pool with her a little bit.
Yeah.
We did like a desert safari, where she rode the camel, and we did like quads and stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
But yeah, it was like I mean, maybe I took out like 2, 3 hours, during the week, but I mean,
Yeah.
but
Good.
she enjoyed the flight, the trip and everything like that for her vacation, and actually this camp was, and it's funny being a mom, she's on summer vacation. So
Right.
even like with having a kid, you see the difference in camps. So for
Right.
this camp, her being a summer vacation, she's been so involved in my camp. She went to all
Right.
my sparring, she went to my training, and she's
Oh,
just been like coaching me and bringing me water. She's like, breathe. And she's so aggressive, like, kick her in the head, elbow, knee. And I'm like, I'm like, geez, she's aggressive, but it's really cool,
is she gonna want to be a fighter, Mackenzie? Being around you.
I know, I know. I mean, I think she wants to be a coach, honestly. She kind of wants
Really?
to like tell you what to do, she's definitely like that kind of she's like she thinks that moms are the ones that say what to do, tell you what to do, so
Right.
she's in those vibes, she doesn't really want to she loves to train, she loves to beat up on me, but with her little friends like that she trains jujitsu,
Yeah.
she'll like mount and stuff. I'm like, okay, go down bar. She's like, oh, but it's my friend, So
Doesn't
we'll
want to
see,
hurt
we'll
her.
see. Yeah.
I know you got to run, so let me I just ask you a couple more here. Do you feel like this? I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but you know, you don't seem anxious or anything like that. But do you feel like is this the biggest fight of your career? I mean, is this a really pivotal fight as far as your advancement in the UFC?
Um, no, I don't think so. I mean, it's definitely important to me because no one wants to get like no one wants a loss anyway, but to be like three losses, like that's I don't want that, Of course, if it happens, I'm gonna have to still fix it, would do what it, I there's just been so many fighters that have been like not so many, but fighters that have been cut from the UFC and come back and won the belt, like Brandon Moreno and even Angela Hill, who's been like cut and came back and like now she's in the top 10 again,
Yeah.
and rebuilt their career and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't really have that pressure on me, thankfully. I'm kind of like just like I want to get the win because I want to win and I want to get the bonus and I want to, really show that I corrected my mistakes and that I want to get to the belt. But and to see like the division is kind of moving now, it
Yeah.
was kind of it was stagnated a little bit. So now a lot of pieces have moved around with fights. So it's exciting, it kind of took a second wind of like, okay, motivation and things like that. But I mean, I don't think it's like the most, important fight in my career. I think it's a big test for Lupita. She's trying to take my spot in the ranking, and I'm trying to like get out of here kind of thing.
What do you? She's one of those like up and coming fighters you hear people talking about. What do you make of Loopy? What's she good at? Where do you feel like you can have success? What's sort of the scouting report on her?
Yeah, I mean, she's a boxer. I know she's a good boxer. She trains with like the Alexa Gross on her team, that I'm a big fan of them. I even wanted to be able to like maybe pass a couple weeks training with them before this fight, So now after the fight, we
Right.
fight. That would be cool to do. But and I know has a good like base in wrestling. I think her husband was Olympics. I think her sister's actually competing in the Olympics this now in Paris,
Wow.
so I know she has a good like wrestling defense. I don't know if she'll want to take me down to the ground. So that's what it is. It's crazy. All the people that I fight, sometimes what they're good at, but sometimes they don't even really bring that out in the fight because they're scared to go to the
Right.
ground.
Yep.
So it's really interesting to see what will play out. I know she's super athletic. We've fought on the same card before, like a couple of times. So she's someone who like we've been like during fight week with each other, like, hey,
Right.
have a good fight, and stuff like that. And to see her growing up the ranks and now eventually fight each other. We're gonna fight each other. It's really exciting to just see her progression, So I know she's correcting her mistakes too. But she just came from a loss against a jiu-jitsu girl,
Yeah.
So for me being a jiu-jitsu girl, I'm like, okay, I see a good way path for
Right.
me to
A
win this
path to
fight.
victory.